We had discussions today, I personally had discussions today with our 2-year college presidents, our 4-year college presidents in the public arena, as well as a conference call with our private colleges. The recommendations for these schools are as follows. Each one is in a different position in regard to spring break, kids coming back, students coming back to campus. Timing is different. But as these students come back, the strong recommendation is that each one of them be screened, particularly if the ones who are coming back, let me rephrase that, the ones who are coming back from a foreign country should be screened by that clinic, campus clinic, doctors, nurses, health professionals there. This would also include any student who is coming off a cruise ship. The questions that have been posted in the CDC for some time are the questions that these students should be asked. Where were they? They should be asked who they were around, and all the questions that are there. Second recommendation, and many of our schools have already followed this, is that they should eliminate any international travel for the students or faculty. Third is just the basic principle, again, of minimizing the gathering of groups together. And the fourth is, the recommendation is that colleges and universities in Ohio go to remote learning, do not have any classes where there's students there and professors there. Again, this is the guidance from the experts. The goal is to avoid the gathering of large numbers of people. Let me move on to sports. I had the opportunity to talk to Jerry Snodgrass, the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and I also just got off the phone with, I believe, most, if not all, of the professional sports teams, representatives from them in the state of Ohio. Again, the great concern is indoor events where there are spectators. And so the recommendation is that for indoor events where there are spectators, that there be no spectators. And that the event can continue on with the athletes and with those people who are essential for that competition to take place. This is the advice that was given to the High School Athletic Association, to the colleges, and to the professional teams. At this point, the recommendation is, in regard to outdoor sporting events, that those could continue. The planning for those could continue, but the understanding is that this is changing by the day and could change in the future. It was also recommended with the high school students, for example, as we did with the Arnold, that the parents could be there. And let me just say, as someone who loves sports and as someone who has had not only children but grandchildren in high school sports and college sports, that this is, I understand how difficult this is. And it's not something that anyone enjoys talking about, and I certainly don't enjoy saying, nor envisioning sports events without spectators. Let me talk about other gatherings. Sporting events today, even those that are outdoor, such as Major League Baseball. We have opening day coming up. And one of the things that we have seen is large gatherings of people in alleys or in streets We believe, the experts believe, that this is a real problem, and that is a recipe for disaster. Again, this is something that we are seeing more and more of in sports. It's a lot of fun. People really enjoy that. But again, that is a gathering of people in a close area. That is, even if it's outside, the experts believe that this should not take place. The same would be true with parades. Parades cause gatherings of people. Again, those gatherings of people pose dangers and significant dangers to the community. We would ask our churches, our synagogues, and our mosques, and some have already. I know from last Sunday at Mass, changes were made, at least in the church where I was, in regard to shaking of hands and in regard to giving wine at communion. So I know these changes are already taking place. Certainly don't want to infringe on anyone's religion. Just the recommendations would be that people, again, be cautious and be careful and try to eliminate the practices that could potentially cause problems. As many of the churches have advised their parishioners, it's okay if you are in a at-risk group, probably okay to stay home on Saturday or Sunday. Again, these are individual choices that are going to have to be made, but there is a great concern from the experts in regard to that.